Hello guys, this is UMXter239, and today I will be doing the tutorial for the escape rooms minigame. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's jump in, press the button, get the portal open, and for this specific minigame, it's the magenta colored wool and everything, so we're going to go in there. Going to step on the pressure plate, get it all set up, get the portal and the color scheme and everything ready. Alright, now we're going to go in, step on the pressure plate, and we're going to start the minigame. And this will just be a tutorial on how to solve every single puzzle. Alright, so step on the pressure plate, and what it's going to do is it's going to go on for about 30 seconds talking. The narrator is going to introduce himself and explain what you're supposed to do, and he kind of tells you that there's really nothing he can explain because it's a puzzle game, so he just says good luck. And then he also says to check out this link that you're watching right now. Alright, so for this first one, we're in the bathroom. We're going to open this doors, and there's a little message telling us to turn the toilet paper, so we're going to do that. We're going to turn the toilet paper, and you're going to notice you're going to get one trash. And now we're going to press the button, get another trash, and then in this chest there's also a third trash. And the reason you're collecting this all is because there's a hopper trash can right here. It says that you need 3 pieces of trash. So you stick that in there, and you wait a second, it's going to process, and eventually the trash can is going to activate something that gives you a lever. This lever can be placed on stone, which opens the shower. So you press that, you can see the shower water is coming down, and now you're going to swim down the drain pipe, and you got to double tap and go through this one hole gap and press the button to go on to the next minigame, which is the sewer. All right, so you're going to go into the sewer, and as you can see from pretty far, this is one of those frame item combination kind of quizzes, and you got to get each arrow pointing in the right direction in order for it to unlock. And there's the first arrow, the blue arrow, which is pointing left, so I'm going to go over there and I'm going to turn that. Blue arrow is on the right, and we'll turn that to the left, pointing left. All right, for the next arrow location, I'm going to find the red arrow, which you're going to swim up this pipe right here. You're going to want to first see the bubbles, then double tap, and you're going to swim into a little hole, and you're going to fall all the way to the bottom. Now on your left side, there's going to be a chest, and inside the chest is actually a button that you can place on smooth stone right there. There you go, you can see that. And that's going to come in handy for fighting the yellow arrow. But there's a red arrow right there, right behind the vine. If you can't see it, you can actually climb onto the vine and show for sure, but it's showing that the red arrow is pointing down and right. So I'm going to go back and to the main room, and I'm going to change that. And really, we don't need the location for the last golden arrow, but I feel like it would be kind of nice just to see. So there's a smooth stone. You put the button on there, and it creates a hole. You're going to swim down, and you got to go pretty fast because otherwise you'll start drowning. But I did change it recently so that you can't actually drown. But yeah, and you can kind of see it's kind of dark down there because they didn't add a lot of light. I was trying to make it look kind of like all sewery and kind of sketchy, but you just swim through this whole little maze right here. You are going to start drowning. There's literally no way you can't possibly make it to the other side without drowning. All right, but there we are. There's the arrow, and it's showing the golden arrow pointing down, and there you go. So that's where that one was, if any of you guys were curious and just wondering how to actually complete this puzzle. So we'll go back, we're going to swim back under, and we're going to swim back through. And originally I did have it so that you could actually die on this part if you didn't swim fast enough, but I changed that just because I thought that might be annoying, having to respawn all the way back to the main base and then go through the portal and whatnot. So I just made it so that you couldn't die on this. And we'll go ahead and swim through the pipes. I don't know why I made it so long too. I think I was bored that day and I was like, why not? All right, so go ahead and swim back up. And now you're going to move the yellow arrow to pointing straight down. And what this will do is this will create a ladder right behind you. There you go. And you can go ahead, climb up the ladder and open the trap door, and you'll appear in a closet, which means you're ready for the next level. See, I got the little coats hanging right there. Yeah. All right, so you can go ahead, press the button, go on to the next area, which is called the bedroom. Now, the first thing in this bedroom that we're going to do is, as you can see, I'm going to introduce this. This is a coding. You have to hit the right 3 letters. Otherwise, it won't work. And in this dresser right here, there's actually a button that can be placed on black concrete. And in the area that you spawn in underneath that trapdoor, there's a black concrete that, and when you put the button down, it gives you a tooth, and right here it says, "Tooth Fairy's coming tonight." So you just throw the tooth onto the pillow, and this will give you the first letter, which the first letter for this puzzle is D, as you can see by the coin that you got after after giving your tooth to the Tooth Fairy. The next sign is actually in the mirror that you can see right there. It's the letter B on that sign, and so we'll go ahead and just press that real quick. And then the last letter is actually hiding behind the skull sign. What you have to do is you have to go through here, you got to go down the ladder and do a little bit of parkour in order to see the last letter that will trigger the sequence that you need. Now, I'm just going to do the parkour, and I did mess up once, I think, real quick right here, but I think I got it the second time around. The parkour, I'm I'm not too good, which is ironic because I designed the parkour courses in these mini games too, but I'm not the best. All right, there we go. Now if you climb up this ladder and look straight up, there's going to be the letter E. And so we'll go ahead and press that last button, and that will mean that we have beaten this specific escape room. All right, so I'm going to turn around, go back, press the letter E right there, the button, and now it's going to say time to sleep, which means you're going to sleep in your bedroom and going to the next level, which is Dreamland. All right, now around here, it's a little confusing because you just see a bunch of floating animals, but all these mean something. So the cows in the green and the wolves in the black, that all actually comes out to play. And I'll show you how with this first puzzle right here. This puzzle is a little obvious. It's just saying it's the first letter of each animal. So there's a fox, cow, pig, sheep, and you just want to press the right button. So for purple, it's going to be foxes. For black, it's going to be wolf, which is W. Then for cows, C is green. Then for pigs, P is red. And then for sheep, S is blue. And you can see you're going to get a nightmare, which means you did it right. And you need 3 nightmares to wake up from the dream in order to proceed on to the next level. Now for this is actually an alphabetical puzzle. You'll go green, purple, red, blue, and black. And that's just actually taking the first letters of each animal, and you have to go down the path alphabetically. All right, so we got the second nightmare though. We'll put it in the chest, and then for the third nightmare, you'll go ahead and do a little bit of parkour. This is a little tricky because there are invisible platforms. I think I might have messed up in one of my previous videos when recording, just because you can't see what you're doing at all. You just got to try to kind of find this path. And it really helps if you shift at this part just to make sure you don't fall off. But in my second recording, I did get it all first try. And so you'll just keep following the ladders. The ladders kind of shows you where you need to go, and so that you don't end up landing on the wrong, I guess, lantern thing. I don't really know what those are because this is all kind of dreamy land. You know, you're kind of flying and jumping around and invincible. All right, but there's a third nightmare. And so from here, you can jump off and you won't die because you got resistance on, and you can go ahead with the third nightmare and you'll wake up and you'll proceed to the next escape room, which is going to start now. All right, for the third escape room, or the next one, it's the kitchen. And in the kitchen, what your goal is to actually get the materials for a cake, which is 2 sugar, 3 wheat, 3 milk buckets, and 1 egg. And so here's the first bucket, you want to get that. Second bucket's in this chest right here, you want to get that. And then you're going to get 2 wheat, which is in the furnace, a sugar, which is in the brewing stand. There's going to be 2 wheat in there. And then for the egg, what you're actually going to do is you're going to go up. There's a chest right there with a hidden button. The button can be placed on a block of iron. You're going to put that in the fridge, and you got to kind of go quick, press a button quickly and go into the hopper to get the egg, and that will give you the egg. But then you can also go behind this hidden bookshelf, and there's actually another hidden button that can be placed on an oak plank. So you're going to grab that, put it on the oak plank's block, and you're going to walk into this room. There's a next chest with the last wheat, and there's one more furnace that's actually part of the table that has the last sugar in it. And for the last bucket that you need to make a cake, you got to go through this painting, and there it is in this chest next to Winnie the Moo. And so you're going to do that. You're going to milk her 3 times just to get the 3 buckets of milk. And now you have all the materials necessary to make the cake. And we'll go ahead back to the hopper where it said cake baker or something like that, cake oven. And you put all the materials in there, and it will take a second because it's got to sort all the items and make sure you put in the right items and whatnot. And then it will register and give you a cake that you can be placed on this observer right here. And there we go. And it can be placed on observer. So you go ahead and press that down, and that will trigger this. And that's this escape room beat. And we'll go ahead and press the button, go on to the next one, which I believe is the living room. All right, so I'll go ahead and put the pressure plate down, and there we go. So in this next one, as you can see, there's a pig flying around this room right now. And there's 3 wooden swords. Each time he triggers one, there's a stone, there's a wood, and then there's a dirt. And those symbolize which directions the swords need to be. So for the stone right there, it's going to be up left, the sword. For the wood, it's going to be left. And then for the other sword, it's going to be down left. And as you can see, the stone and the wood and the dirt kind of correlate with that. And if you need to, you can keep watching the pig go around until you get it. What that does is it triggers this glowstone, which means that we can now go down this bamboo secret kind of scaffolding. And we appear in this room where there's a bunch of different signs, a bunch of different colored signs with a bunch of numbers on that. And that will come in later. But right now we're going to get the stick, which can break red stained glass right there, that you can see that. All right, so we're going to go back up. And if you remember in the living room, there was actually a place that said fire extinguisher. And we'll go ahead and use the stick to break the red glass right there. And as we can see, we can break in. We'll get a fire extinguisher, and so we'll get that. And the fire extinguisher can break campfire, so you'll go ahead and break that. And this is all necessary just so that you can see the acacia sign, which if you look up in the chimney, now that the smoke's gone, you can see that says number 4. And that's going to be important for the code. And there's a spruce sign, which says number 6. Next, we'll look at the birch sign, couldn't think of the word, which is number 7, and then the oak wood sign, which is going to be number 2. And there's that. And so that there's the code right there. So it's going to be oak 2, birch 7, spruce 6, and acacia 4. And we'll go ahead and press those buttons right there. So acacia 4, oak 2, and then we'll go over to the spruce, or the birch, and then birch is 7, and then spruce is 6. And what that will do is it will trigger the narrator to say upstairs just to give you a hint on where to go. And as you can see, you've completed this this escape room, and the door's open. You can go on to the next thing, which I believe the next one is a theater, movie theater, I think. Yeah, theater room. All right, so you go in here, and this is the movie theater room. This is one I'm most proud of just because it looks insanely awesome. It took me a while to build, but it looks cool. All right, so what we're first going to do is we're going to go over to the chicken, and we're going to press his eye. You got to jump at the same time while trying to press the button, but that will open this up this door right here. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different color concrete powders. And if you actually go out, you can see the speakers show the right order, which is white, orange, yellow, blue, something like that. And I'll show you the order right here. It's white, then it goes orange, then it goes yellow, then it goes blue, then it goes green, and then it goes purple. And that's the order right there. And what this will do is once you stand on the purple pressure, or the purple concrete powder, it will open this door up here that you guys may have noticed if you had been wandering around, and it will open up this door, which you can go and start solving for the next puzzle. And what your next objective is to get in there. And by doing that, you press this button, which will delete a white concrete block right there. And what you can do is you can use a trapdoor to actually crawl underneath. So I'm going to show you this real quick. You can crawl underneath using trapdoors in the new update 1.14.2, or I don't know which one it was. But as you can see, it's another one of the item frame combinations with a torch, end rod, and a lever. And here's the end rod right here, which is pointing right. So remember that. And then the torch is pointing down with the torch end lit down, and then the lever is pointing down right with the kind of stone part pointing down right. And so we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Get those 3 items in order to open the next doors, which will get us closer to completing this particular escape room. So torch is down, end rod is right, and lever is bottom right. So there's that. It will trigger, you can hear it, and we'll go ahead and crawl, and the doors are open now. And then here is another kind of big color, you see the wool, the different colors of wool and the different letters puzzle. And what you'll do is, if you notice earlier, there's actually on the left side of the theater, there's signs that say row A, row B in order, but then there's this one that's actually out of order. And as you can see, row C is black wool, row E is red wool, row F is green wool, row L is brown wool, and row Q is blue wool. And that will all trigger on the signs. So you'll go ahead, you'll press a button above each one, so black for C, and then it will be green for, or F for green. Then for blue, it will be blue for Q. And then for red, it will be red for, I believe it's E. And then brown for L. And this will, if I get this right, let's see real quick. There we go. So the exit has been opened, as the narrator has said. And the exit, if you go out this door right here, and you go right out the exit right there. I'll have to fix that lighting glitch too. I don't know what happened with that. But here's the exit right here. You can press the button and you move on to the next course, which is also the last course. So if you go down this hallway, and right here, it's the attic. So you can go ahead, go onto the pressure plate, and all of a sudden, I'll let you guys read this real quick. It's pretty much Black, I guess is his name, just talking about what's creepy and how he's creepy and blah, 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 and how he relates an attic to a maze. I don't know, it doesn't really correlate well, but it sounds kind of cool, his quote. And so what you appear in actually isn't an attic, but it's a huge maze. And through the maze, what I do is I just keep my right hand on the right side of the wall. Whenever there's a right turn possible, that's when I turn. And this will eventually get you through the maze, but it takes a little bit of time. You just got to go with it. But this is honestly how I've beat a ton of mazes in the past and stuff like that, and puzzles like this. You just keep your right hand on the wall, and eventually you'll find the exit. And this one takes me about maybe 2-3 minutes, but just because it's a bigger maze, but you'll eventually find it on your own. Just keep your right hand on the right side of the wall, keep going every single right turn, and you'll make it. And now I'll just let you guys watch me, and you don't have to watch this part. As long as you do it, you'll eventually find your way out, and then you'll have completed the escape rooms course. So I'm just gonna let myself go ahead and find my way out. All right, and there's the exit. So you step in here, and black gives you a little ominous there, just kind of like, just remember who's in control here. And then you've been it. You get the last pressure plate, which can be placed on black terracotta, which is right here, and congrats, you know. You're in the final area, you get the magenta banner, and you're done with this one, actually. Yeah, there you go. You see, you get the little congratulations, and we'll place it down on the farmland. And there we go, guys. This is the tutorial for the Maze Finder. Hope you liked it, and there you go. Enjoy the mini games.